How to help dig out people's deepest emotions. Communication is the key to everything. It's the only method of relaying information from one human being to another. People cannot read your mind even if it seems like they can at times. Therefore, it can be hard when you want change but have no way of voicing your thoughts. Sometimes, people need a little push to find their emotions and address their fears. Therefore, here I will tell you 3 steps to dig out people's deepest emotions. Step 1. Learn their body language. Talking is only one form of communication. Most of the time, people can identify another person's true feelings or intentions by observing their body movement or signals. The blinking or darting eyes can be a sign that they're nervous or uncomfortable. Sometimes people tend to have long pauses when speaking. This shows that this topic may be sensitive or hard to talk about. Give them time, and don't bombard them with questions, for it will only raise the person's defensive wall. Allow them to take their time. In addition, notice their change in tone. Sway in words can signify the opposite of the actual meaning, like when someone says, "No." These social cues are only the basics, but the more you talk to a person, you'll eventually know their signaling blueprint. You may never know, that person may be intentionally throwing these signs in a subtle way to hint that they need your help or need someone to talk to. It's hard asking for help when you feel vulnerable or alone. Learning these signals will definitely improve the communication between people. These are only clues that we observe. The best way is to talk it out. In addition, asking the right questions will lead to a better understanding of the other person's situation. Step 2. Ask the right questions. The first step is to identify the change, but the next step is to ask the right questions. First, point out your observation. You seem a bit down today. Is something wrong, or is something bothering you? In a sincere tone of voice. If they say yes, then they're direct, but most of the time people will say no, and that's when you must evaluate whether or not they feel comfortable talking about it in the moment, or they're being modest, but still want someone to talk to. It takes practice to identify which course of action to take, but it's not always easy. Once you have identified that there's something bothering them, you listen to what they have to say and be an active listener, because people know when they're being heard. If you truly care, you'll give them your complete attention because they're sharing something very sensitive. Now your only job is to listen and ask questions that will only lure out the problem you're doing to relieve their bottled up emotion. Questions like, "What's been bothering you? How do you feel about that?" Or, "It seems" statements are also powerful, like, "It seems like there's something more you want to say," because it continues to lure out more emotions or deeper feelings. At this moment, do not give any advice or share any of your stories or experiences. They're pouring out their bottled emotions and may not be ready for suggestions unless they directly ask or have a feeling it might be necessary for your type of conversation. Every conversation varies, and it's up to you to judge what's best to do at the moment. If they don't ask, it's okay. You already did a really good job at listening. Step 3. Get them at the right time. A good reminder is to make sure that you're in a comfortable environment to talk. Some people aren't comfortable talking with a group of people around or out in public. It all depends on what you're talking about and the person you're talking to. Personally, I enjoy nighttime phone calls in my bed with the lights off. The dark, quiet night in bed relaxes the body, and the evening is when the mind takes a break. The phone call, opposed to a FaceTime call, eliminates the fear of the other person's facial expressions. Therefore, in this situation, I rely on the tone of voice and speech pattern. I love it when I'm able to hear that sigh of relief at the end of a conversation, because helping people that I care about is the best feeling in the world, and I hope you're able to apply some of these tips to help foster and grow your own relationships. Thank you.